Okay, so it's 12:30, so I'm going to start on the webinar. So just to confirm, my name is Daksha Patel. I'll be doing the Giant Professional Construction Industry CIS webinar. Today, we will cover how does it work, the CIS deductions and the rate, how you're getting paid, accessing the CIS statement. We'll cover invoicing, VAT, and expenses. We'll talk about pensions, P60s, and then I'll summarize what was covered today. So how does it work? So the contractual relationship works by the end client has a contract for service with the agency. The agency will have a contract for service with Giant. Giant will have a contract for service with you, i.e. the worker, and process the payments to you. We will deduct the relevant CIS deductions that have been confirmed by HMRC based upon your status before paying into your dedicated bank account. These deductions are governed by the CIS scheme. CIS deductions and rates. So you provide us with a UTR number, which we then submit to the HMRC for verification. HMRC will then confirm your CIS status, which means one of the three below deduction rates will be applied. So if they say it's non-verified, i.e. not registered, we'll deduct 30%. If they say it's verified, i.e. registered, we'll deduct 20% when we process your pages. And if it's a gross payment status, means nothing gets deducted. If you believe your deduction rates is incorrect, you will need to contact HMRC directly. Unfortunately, they will not discuss this with Giant. You can contact HMRC on the below telephone number, which is 0300 200 3300. Getting paid. So you submit your timesheets directly with your client or agency on a weekly basis. I would recommend that you speak to your client or agency on the deadline to submit this. Normally it's on a Monday, but do check it with the client and agency on what deadline they have set for you. Giant will receive a timesheet data electronically from your client and agency. We call this a DX file. It's an Excel spreadsheet which has the week ending that you get paid for, the units and the rates and the amount. You are not required to do any invoicing because we're self-billing. Once we receive the DX file, the Giant will pay you by faster payment the next working day, and you'll receive the funds in your account by close of business. So if we receive the DX file on a Wednesday, you'll always be paid on Thursday by close of business. You can view your CIS statements on your portal the day that you're paid, and this will show the gross payment, the applicable deductions, and VAT if applicable to you. Accessing your CIS statements. So once you log on to the portal, you'll be able to see the option Your Data. You need to click on that and then click on CIS statements. Then the third step would be to click on the date to open the CIS statements. So you physically need to click on the date, and that will then open the CIS statements for you to view. Invoicing, VAT, and expenses. So do you need to issue Giant with an invoice to be paid? No. Giant are self-billing, which means we'll do the admin for you and get you paid a lot faster. How does VAT work? VAT is applicable if applied on the pay rate. Please note, VAT cannot be backdated. Expenses. You can claim billable expenses only if your client or your agency approve these. This is when your client and your agency agree to be reimbursed your expenses. The client or the agency will send the details of the expenses the same way they send us your timesheets, So they will be on the DX file, as we mentioned earlier. Pensions and P60s. Can Giant handle my pension contribution? No, Giant cannot make any pension contributions in payroll. You will need to make them directly and claim the relief through your self-assessment. Will we provide a P60? We don't provide a P60 because you're self-employed, and therefore the P60 is not provided to you. However, you've got all the CIS statements that are available on the portal for you to view and print them off. So just a summary of what we've covered. We've talked about the contract for services with Giant. We mentioned the CIS deductions based upon the HMRC verification. Giant will receive the payment instructions directly from the agency electronically. We pay the next day via faster payment. CIS statements are available on your portal. We pay you the next working day and the bank account in your name. No need to raise invoices as Giant are self-billing. VAT is applied on the pay rate. Giants do not process any pension contributions, and P60 is not provided as you are self-employed. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can get in touch with us using the live chats or the message section on your portal. To do this, you just need to log on to www.giantpay.co.uk. If you have a spare time, please do complete the post-webinar surveys so that we can continue to improve the content that we deliver. Thank you again for listening and have a nice day.